Hey racers, John Racer3 here today, back for another Hot Wheels case unboxing video. Today we've got the Hot Wheels 2025 D case that we are going to unbox and see what cars are in it and then race these cars. If this is your first time on one of these videos, here's how it's going to work. We're going to unbox this case, see what all of the new cars coming out soon are going to be. Again, this is D case, so by the time you're watching this, all of these cars should be hitting stores near you, but all of the cars that I don't unbox in this video that are going to go on the track, I'm going to list on my storefront on jr3garage.com. If you guys are not familiar with the JR3 Garage, I've been talking about it a lot in these kinds of videos. It is a Hot Wheels marketplace where I sell all of the cars that I don't unbox to you guys for really good prices. You can combine shipping, get some really cool cars for your collection, and it supports me and what I do. So if that interests you, go ahead, use the link in my bio, get some credit for the site, and get yourself some of my Hot Wheels. I'd say it's a pretty cool thing that I've been doing, and I've been growing it a lot. So if that's something that interests you and it really supports me, I can't stress that enough. So go ahead and click that link down in the description and check that out. But we're going to go ahead and unbox this case of 2025 D case cars and then take all of the cars that are new to this case onto the track for some racing. So if that's what you're here for, go ahead and go to this time in the video to see which one of these cars is the fastest on the track. But I think that's all the bases I need to cover. Let's go ahead and unbox this case. And it looks like I am just looking right here. It looks like we might have a regular treasure hunt, which is big because we haven't seen a regular treasure hunt in one of these cases in a hot minute. So I'm going to stop yapping and let's go ahead and get right into the case unboxing here. First up, we got El Viento, KITT, and Mid-Mill. We've seen El Viento before, so we're going to set him over to the left. We've got Kit from Knight Rider, and then we've got Mid-Mill. Both of these cars are new for this case, I believe. We've got Kit with like the flames on the front. I never watched Knight Rider, but I guess it's pretty cool to see another Knight Rider car there. I'm sure Hot Wheels caters to the Knight Rider audience whenever they come out with a KITT car. So if you're a Kit fan, let me know in the comments down below. Next up, we have Mid-Mill. This thing is crazy looking. It's got some really big rear wheels there. Probably really fast on the track. Got a plastic base. Maybe it's not going to be very fast now that I'm thinking about it, but there's only one way to find out. We'll race it on the track, see how it goes. Next up, we got a Jaguar Mark 1, a Ford Mustang Shelby GT500, and Street Wiener. We've seen the Mustang and Street Wiener in the previous cases. Cool to see those come out again. And then we got a Jaguar Mark 1, which I believe is new for this case. It's probably a recolor from a Jaguar that came out earlier. I could be wrong there, so correct me if I am, but it looks like the card art here is actually a little bit scuffed. I don't know what happened in the packaging of this case, but something's a little suspicious. Maybe it's been opened before, maybe it hasn't, but regardless, we're going to try this Jaguar out on the track. If I haven't already tested it already, I'll have to go and check, of course, but very cool looking car. Next up, we got another Oracle Red Bull racing car. This is a Formula 1 car that was the star of the last case, and since this is a duplicate, I'm going to be listing this over for sale on my storefront for cheap. So by the time you watch this, you might want to go grab that with the link in the description. Porsche 911 GT3, another car from the last case, absolutely beautiful. And then we have Pedal Driver. Pedal Driver is the treasure hunt, the regular treasure hunt for this case. You can see, if you can, I can try and show you guys a little treasure hunt logo there. You can see it on the card, which means this is a little bit of a treasure hunt rare car. I haven't seen Pedal Driver in a while. I believe that you can put a Lego guy in Pedal Driver, which is kind of cool. And it's just a cool looking car. I like the wheels on it. I like the design on it. And hey, we actually got a treasure hunt in one of these cases. Would you take a look at that? We're going to unbox it and see how fast it goes. All right, let's see here. Next up, we got Gotta Go and High Roller. Both of these cars we have seen in previous cases, both fantasy cars. And then we've got a Porsche 904 Carrera GTS. This thing looks insane. I love the old Le Mans cars, especially from Porsche. It just looks incredible. And Hot Wheels came out with like 2 of these, I think, last year. So they're really getting a bunch of Porsche 904s out there on the pegs. So this is a new color and it's new to the case. We're gonna go ahead and unbox that for all of my Porsche fans. See here, next up we got a Batman Arkham Asylum Batmobile and a 69 Corvette Racer. Both of those cars are from the previous case, but new to this case, we've got the 71 Lamborghini Miura. Take a look at this thing. Red with the gold on the bottom, the gold wheels, absolutely beautiful looking Lamborghini. I don't know if this Hot Wheels version of the Miura is going to be very fast, but there's one way to find out. I do love the colors for this though. I love the old Lamborghinis. It's from the Hot Wheels 70s versus 90s series. Again, this is 71 Lamborghini Miura, so cool to see that. Gonna go ahead and unbox that for this one. See what else we got. We got a Toyota GR86 Cup, a Gordon Murray Automotive T33, and then a Dodge Power Wagon. We've seen this Dodge Power Wagon before. Didn't really fit on the track, kind of disappointing. But both of these cars are new to this case. We got a Compact Kings Toyota GR86 Cup, and then a Gordon Murray Automotive. Let's go ahead and focus on the GR86 Cup first. Take a look at this. Sorry, I just had to swallow there. We've got Compact Kings. This is a beautiful looking casting. This is the second time I believe this casting has come out as a Hot Wheel. The first time was for the Tony Breidinger GR86 Cup car, and now we've got another one in orange, which is very cool. First one in blue, second one in orange. Love the Hot Wheels colors there. And the silver wheels honestly look really good on this thing. It looks very fast. So I don't know how I feel about that gold interior on the inside. I don't know if that looks very good from your guys' perspective, but there you go. We got a Toyota GR86 Cup. Excited to unbox that, race it on the track. Then we got a Gordon Murray Automotive T33. This is a new for 2025 casting, and it is new for this case, so that means we've got some fun facts. The T33 combines timeless beauty with lightweight engineering to create one of the world's most beautiful and accomplished two-seat supercars. Excluding effortless style, it is deeply influenced by the clean design of the generous proportions of iconic 1960s sports cars. Well, that didn't tell me much. It claims to be one of the world's most beautiful and accomplished two-seat supercars. I don't know what this has accomplished to be a beautiful two-seat supercar. I mean, Gordon Murray Automotive, I believe, is one of those manufacturers that takes parts from other cars to create their own cars, sort of like Hennessy, and this really is giving some Lotus vibes to me here. But it's a beautiful looking casting. It's a nice little supercar. It's going to look really good racing up against Ferraris and Lamborghinis and all that jazz. So we're going to go ahead and unbox that and race it. So excited to see that one coming out. And let's just keep going through the case. Ooh, we got some nice ones here. Another Porsche 904 Carrera and Street Shrieker. Both of these cars we've seen before. But we got the Tesla Cyberquad. Take a look at that. This is another new for 2025 casting. I remember when Hot Wheels announced the Cyberquad, it was around the time they announced the Cybertruck was coming out in Hot Wheels. And I don't know how I feel about the scale of this thing. Like, it looks cool, but I mean, like, comparatively, if we were to put it next to like an actual car, that's a fantasy car. If we were to put it next to an actual car here, the Cyberquad is like massive, you know? It reminds me of almost like a monster truck. Now, I'm not one to be very like critical about Hot Wheels design and scale and stuff. I just think it looks funny sitting next to a bunch of other Hot Wheels cars, but we don't even know if it fits on the track yet, so we're gonna go ahead and unbox it. But first, we have some fun facts. When adventure calls, the Cyberquad answers. Inspired by the iconic Cybertruck design, this all-electric ATV easily docks in the bed of your Cybertruck for convenient charging on the go. Interesting. I don't know if I would say iconic Cybertruck design. I mean, sure, you could call it iconic, but it's the Cybertruck. Comment down below what you think of this Cyberquad. It looks a little bit funky, but in Hot Wheels form, that's pretty neat. We'll go ahead and unbox that and race it on the track, even if it even fits. All right, let's go ahead and continue on. We've got 3 new cars. All of these cars are new for the case. We've got a Cadillac GTP Hypercar. This is the 3rd time this Cadillac has come out in Hot Wheels, this time in yellow. First came out in black and now blue and now yellow. I wish there were more decals on these hypercars. I really do. I'm a huge fan of IMSA and just endurance racing in general, so I see this Cadillac all the time, and it sucks just to not see like the logos of the actual Cadillac hypercars that race, which is kind of unfortunate. I'm also surprised we got a bright yellow Cadillac before like a red one, because I think there is a red one that competes in real life, but the Cadillac, it's very low to the ground, it's very wide, it's pretty quick on the fat track, but probably not going to be very fast on the distance track. We'll have to unbox that and see. Next up, we have Later Crater. This is a Hot Wheels fantasy car, new for this case. Riding low in the rear, these road warriors are real head turners. I would definitely turn my head to look at this thing, because this thing is funky looking. Look at the wheels. Look how big of that splitter is in the back. I hope it's fast. If this car is like unbelievably fast, that'd be really cool. But those are some massive wheels on there. I have not seen a car with those big of wheels in a long time. Then we got a 15 Mazda MX-5 Miata. We've been getting a lot of Miatas. The last Miata we saw was the Hot Wheels Legends Tour winner from the last case, and it was actually pretty quick. This Mazda Miata, though, has come out several times in the past from Hot Wheels, and I think what really makes this casting for me are the wheels. The wheels on this thing look absolutely amazing. It does not look fast whatsoever, but it looks really cool with that low splitter and just like the really thick tires on that thing. Looks incredible. Gonna unbox that, see how fast it is on the track, and let's continue on with the case. We got a 70 Chevy Camaro RS. I believe this is not new to this case. We unboxed this from the last case, but really good looking Camaro there. We've got a fantasy stock car from the Hot Wheels Let's Race series, number 18. It's an X Racers. Usually the only time we see the stock car is in an X Racers series. I'm not the biggest fan. I love stock cars, but I wish it wasn't orange. The blue wheels do look kind of cool though, and it's got a metal base, so this thing's gonna be really fast on the track. Gonna unbox that, see how fast it is. Then we've got a 70 Plymouth Superbird from the Hot Wheels Art Car series. If you guys don't know, the Hot Wheels Art Car series all of the cars in the series have a like letter there on the top of the car. This one's an O, and if you collect all of them in the series, they all spell something out, which is pretty cool. Usually it's like Hot Wheels, but I haven't really been collecting the Hot Wheels art cars since I started buying these cases. So there you go, 70 Plymouth Superbird. Big fan of the casting, funky looking design. We'll see if it's fast or not on the track. And continue on with the case. Next up, we have Cruise Bruiser, the Hawco Type D, and the Hot Wheels 50 Concept. We've seen the Hot Wheels 50 Concept before, but we've not seen these two. Cruise Bruiser is a fantasy casting. It's in pink with the gold wheels. I love the little designs on here, and we got some little design cameos here. Let me just see if I can read these. I cannot read these. On the side, we got MSD. We got I don't even know, Goodyear. Hot Wheels, we got a Moon Eyes logo there on the side. Interesting. Funky stuff there. New to the case though, so we'll unbox it. Next up, we have a new for 2025 casting. We've got the Hawco Type D from the Hot Wheels Let's Race series. This is a fantasy car, but it looks like just a really cool JDM car. I really like the choice of the yellow windshield on this thing with the wheels look absolutely insane. Number 99, great looking car, and we've got some awesome fun facts here on the back. Imagine it's the 1980s and you're cruising in the latest JDM icon. It's the hottest car on the street, featuring sporty proportions, pop-down headlights, a race car inspired windows. I mean, I guess those really are race car inspired windows. I really hope this thing is fast. It looks really compact, looks very, very clean, very cool. Haven't seen a fantasy car that cool looking actually in a while, so very cool stuff there. Next up, we got some more duplicates, another Cupra E-Racer, Dodge Power Wagon, Street Wiener. All of these cars came out in the previous cases. And then we've got Humvee, the Batman Arkham Asylum Batmobile, and a Mercedes-Benz 500e. All of these cars came out in previous cases, so we're just going to skip over those, set them aside, and look at the next half of this case. I have not seen the main line for the Super Treasure Hunt yet, but there's still hope. There's still hope of finding an actual Super Treasure Hunt in one of these cases, even though our chances are slim. I have faith. All right, let's go ahead and continue on with this case. We got two of these cars we've seen before. We've seen this Gordon Murray before. We've seen the Cadillac Project GTP Hypercar before. Very nice to see another one of these. Both of these are going to be going for sale on the garage marketplace, JR3 Garage, for those of you guys who are curious. And then we got a 74 Brazilian Dodge Charger. This is a funky looking car, and it looks like it's designed for, I believe that is Women's Day 2025. You can see that little logo there on the back of the car, and I really like the color of this thing. Honestly, the purple, not the purple, like the pink, and then the little gold accents on there with the black base is really, really cool. So there you go, International Women's Day 2025 on the hood. And it's honestly not a bad looking casting. I hope it's fast. Usually these skinny Dodge Chargers aren't very fast on the track. Skinny cars tend to like bounce against the sides of the orange track, which slows them down a lot. But hey, there's still a chance it could be really, really quick. All right, next up we have a Roadster. That's new for this case. We got the Maserati Shamal and the Batman Arkham Asylum Batmobile. Both of these cars we've seen before. This Maserati is actually really, really fast. And now we've got Roadster, a very iconic Hot Wheels fantasy car, and I love the design on this thing. Hot Wheels been experimenting a lot with these like super silver chrome wheels, Number 43, green and white stripe. Beautiful looking casting here, Roadster. Looks like it could be pretty quick, and it's new for the case, so we're gonna unbox it, see how far it goes on the distance track. Looking good there. Let's go ahead and continue on with this case. We've got another Hako Type D and a Roger Dodger. We've seen, or Hako? Man, I'm probably butchering that. Comment down below if I'm really butchering that. Let me know. Seen these cars before though, and now we've got a 76 Chevy Chevette. Interesting. I love the design on this thing. I've never seen this car before in my life. It is not a new for 2025 casting, so it means it's come out before, and this thing just looks like a drag racing hatchback. Unbelievable. We got the NHRA Championship drag racing logo on the side there, Chevrolet logo I see, Goodyear logo, and a couple other logos I don't quite recognize, but this thing looks awesome. Really cool looking car. You got the little wheelie bar there on the back. This thing must be fast on the drag. There's only one way to find out. And we're going to unbox this thing and give it a whirl. NHRA. Shout out NHRA. I've been wanting to make videos for NHRA for a long time. So hey, NHRA, if you're watching this, hit me up. Anyways, let's go ahead and continue on with the case. Gotta Go and Roger Dodger. Seen these cars before. Then we got a 99 Ford F-150 SVT Lightning. Take a look at that design. All black with a blue windshield and then some light blue tampos. That looks like a little bit of a Hot Wheels logo there on the side, but with no Hot Wheels text on it. That's pretty cool. And then I don't know if I can leeways, I think that says, or leewade. I have no idea. Leewood fishing guide. So it's a little fishing tampo on there. You can see the little fishing guy, and then that's the fishing line, I guess. Hey, that's kind of cool. Yeah, look at that. You got a little bit of a bait or fly or something at the end of the... I'm just dissecting this car. What I was really trying to say about this car is this thing is fast. This car raced in the case races a while back, and it was super, super quick on the track, so cool to see it again, and I bet this thing is really fast on the track, calling it now. Anyways, I'm not going to be dissecting all of these designs as hard. I think going forward. We've seen Punk Rod and Aerodynamic before, two fantasy cars. Then we have Ain't Fair. Take a look at this design. It says Ain't Fair there on the side. Graffiti car, Hot Wheels art car. Now this is a really cool Hot Wheels art car. Look at that. You got like the little bike on the front in the card art there. And then take a look at that. You got a little bit of a bike. That's pretty cool. This thing's like slammed to the ground too. Very unique casting from Hot Wheels. Really excited to see this on the track. And I'm excited to open it. It's got the A on the top, and I just love how the graffiti is all over this thing. Like the Hot Wheels designers really popped off with that. That's incredible. Incredible looking car. Next up, we have a 69 Corvette Racer Jaguar Mark 1 and a Hot Wheels 50 concept. We've seen all those cars before. Let's keep going on through the case. We've got a Chevy Blazer 4x4, Toyota GR86 Cup, and supercharged. The only car we have not seen yet out of this group is the Chevy Blazer 4x4, and this thing looks pretty cool. It got the white, blue, orange, and red. Got the Motul little logo there. Blazer 4x4, number 404. That's pretty cool. Pretty cool looking car. I'm not the biggest fan of like these super high Hot Wheels off-roaders, especially like any car in the Hot Wheels dirt category. Not really the biggest fan of, but still cool to see in the cases. Shout out Hot Wheels. Next up we got Humvee. We've seen Humvee before. And then we have Monte Racer and the Silverado EV RST. We'll start with the Silverado. This is a recolor from a couple iterations ago. The Silverado is actually pretty quick on the track, and I really like this color. It looks very modern. Like this is actually a car that you would see driving on the road if you were driving on the road. So that's pretty cool to see. I really like the Hot Wheels EV cars like this too, bringing in modern EV cars that you see on the road. Very cool stuff. And then you got Monte Racer, which I believe is new to this case, and this thing looks quick. Look at that hard metal base on the bottom. Got a little bit of a transparent purple body there with the yellow around the seat, and this thing looks quick. It's got a little bit of a lifted bumper too. Yeah, I can see that thing going really far on the distance track. All right, let's go ahead and continue on with this case. We got another Tesla Cyberquad. We've seen the Tesla Cyberquad before, and it's unfortunate to say, but we got no super treasure hunt in this case. The 1975 Datsun Sunny truck is the main line of the regular of the Super Treasure Hunt. This is just the regular version of it, and it looks pretty cool. I mean, like, it's super low to the ground. I like the wheels on it. They're really small. I like the color on it. These Datsuns usually do pretty good on the track, so I'm excited to see how this does. But if I were to guess, I don't think it's going to be very fast. And unfortunately, it has no Spectra Flame paint. It has no rubber wheels, so that's just a little disappointing. One of these days, hopefully, we're going to get a Super Treasure Hunt in these cases. But for now, we're just going to have to deal with Hot Wheels and the distributors, you know, not being isn't what I'm trying to say here. No Super Treasure Hunts. I'm just sad. Okay, we got the 23 Ram 1500. This is new for the case. It's just a recolor, though, of the Ram that we've seen before, black and red. It looks very mean. Again, not a Ram guy. We've got Hot Wheels reverse rake. What is that? Oh, that's just the low riding truck. So as it's like a little bit lower in the back than it is in the front. That's kind of cool. I don't know if totally dropped that there. Whoops. But I can't see this being really fast on the track, but we'll unbox it and find out. Man, we have a lot of cars here on the right side that we're going to be unboxing. That's exciting stuff. Let's go ahead and continue on. Finish up this case. Got a Porsche 911 GT3, a 70 Chevy Camaro RS, and High Roller. All of these cars we've seen before. High Roller was the main line for the last case is Super Treasure Hunt. Oh, we got another Datsun Sunny truck, but it's not a Super Treasure Hunt. That's unfortunate. We got another Lamborghini Miura and the Mercedes-Benz 500e. All of these cars we've seen before. And then finally, to wrap up the case, we've got a Cupra E-Racer, a 2020 Ford Mustang Shelby GT 500, long name. And then we've got Dune It Up, which is a new fantasy car for this case. In the track aces category, these aces rule the track with their speed, power, and handling. And this looks pretty cool. I like the little Goodyear design on the bottom there. I like the colors for this especially, and I like how the wheels are different in the front and the back. Very cool looking buggy car, but that is gonna do it for the Hot Wheels 2024 D case. And honestly, some pretty cool cars in this case. If we go ahead and take a look here to the right, we've got a bunch of cars that we're gonna unbox here, race on the track, see which one can go the fastest. But first, I'm gonna unbox 10 of them to see how fast I can actually unbox these cars. That's something I've been doing for this series. And then, like I've been saying for this whole series, the rest of these cars here are gonna be going up for sale on my JR3 Garage site. So if you're interested in buying bundles of cars for cheap, you can build your package with a bunch of different exotics and different Hot Wheels listings and go from there. So if you want to check out any of these cars, sell them for cheap over at jr3.com. But for now, let's go ahead and unbox some of these Hot Wheels cars. All right, well, let's go ahead and unbox these cars. And this is something I've been doing for just the last couple cases, is I've been taking 10 cars from the case and seeing how fast I can open them. Right now, I think my record's like 32.4 seconds. So the objective is to open all 10 cars as fast as you can, lay them out on a row, all 10 cars just like side by side. Once you do that, I'll stop the timer, see how I do. I won't know how I do in the moment because I time it in post, but we've got 10 highlights from the case. I'm gonna unbox them and then see which one, not see which one, but just see how fast I can unbox these cars. So hands behind the back, I'm gonna count myself down, then I'm gonna unbox all 10 of these cars and I'm ready. All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Focused up. Oh, come on. Treasure Hunt, slow me down. Nice. Good pace. Cyberquad. Oh, one more. Line them all up in a row. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 time. All right, that felt pretty quick. I was able to unbox those cars pretty quick. I got some paper just like left over after unboxing these cars, but there you go. 10 cars unboxed super quickly. Now let's go ahead and unbox all of the cars, see how many cars we have to race, and then see which one is the fastest on the distance track. So let's get to it. All right, we've got all of the cars cracked open and ready to take on the John Racer 3 distance track. We have 26 castings about to take on the track today. We're going to start with the license castings, end with the fantasy castings, but before we start any of them, let's go ahead and start with our treasure hunt, who actually has a little Lego guy on it. Whenever there's a Hot Wheels casting that allows a little Lego guy to sit in it, I get this little construction worker guy, but he doesn't have a name. Comment down below what I should name this guy for all of the future Lego integrated Hot Wheels that are going to take on this track. Comment down below. Anyways, let's go ahead and kick it off with Pedal Driver. A little bit slow around the arc. He's going to hang on around turn 2. He's going to finish off right in front of the Lego grandstands. Not bad. And hey, look at that. 188 scale speed for Pedal Driver. Next up, we have the Mazda Miata. The Mazda Miata has a really low splitter. You can just hear it going around the turn, but he is going to make it to the fat track, just barely making it to sector 2, 198 scale speed for the Mazda. Next up, we got that Tesla Cyberquad. The Cyberquad actually fits on the track, but it doesn't have a lot of speed. He's going to finish off right in front of the grandstands behind Pedal Driver. But hey, 1,180 scale speed is pretty good for the Cyberquad. This thing messes up sometimes, not actually 1,000 miles an hour. Next up, we got the GR86 Cup. Ooh, this Cup looks pretty quick, fast around the arc. He's going to keep all 4 wheels planted onto the straightaway. He's going to finish off just around 40 feet. 203 scale speed, and the GR86 Cup is your new leader, but I guess we haven't raced a lot of cars yet. Next up, let's try the T33. See what this Gordon Murray automotive car has in the tank. It's going to finish off pretty well around 42 feet, just in front of turn 3 and 208 scale speed. He's your new leader. Next up, we got the Cadillac GTP Hypercar. Look at that hypercar just slow around the arc, super slow around turn 2. It's going to finish off behind the Cyberquad. That is dead last so far. But hey, I mean, he has such a low splitter. We were anticipating this. 176 scale speed for the Cadillac hypercar. Next up, we have the Chevy Chevette. Oh, look at that. Barely makes it around the arc, and he's not even going to make it around turn 2. I guess that drag bar in the back did not help around the corners. 153 scale speed for the Chevette. The NHRA drag car proves to us he's not very fast around the corners. Next up, we have the Heyco Type D. I probably butchered that car's name, but take a look at the speed out of this thing. Super fast around the corners, but he's going to lose a lot of speed on the straight there. Makes it to turn 3, 225 scale speed. That was a really fast run for this fantasy car, fast enough to take the lead. Next up, we got the Lamborghini Miura. See what this retro Lamborghini can do on the track. Pretty quick around turn 2, but he's not going to make it to sector 2 of the fat track, getting beat out by the Mazda. 193 scale speed. I was not expecting that from the Lamborghini. Not the fastest run, not the fastest car. Next up, we have the Datsun Sunny Truck. Oh, this Sunny Truck is super fast. Look at the speed from this thing. Around turn 3, he's going to end off just around 46 feet. 238 scale speed for the Sunny Truck. That was unbelievably quick. Came out of nowhere. The main line for the case takes the lead. Next up, we got a Plymouth Superbird. Plymouth Superbird, not very fast, but again, not a very fast casting. He's just barely, he's going to stick his nose onto sector 2. 193 scale speed for the Superbird. Passes the Lamborghini Miura. Not a bad run. Next up is the Porsche 904 Carrera. See what this retro racer can do on the distance track. He's going to slow down on the straightaway again. Barely beating the Miura. 193 scale speed for the Porsche, and not bad at all. Looks like the retro supercars are grouping up right before sector 2. Next up, we have the Ford F-150 Lightning. This thing could be quick. We know this casting's quick. Let's see how well it does on the distance track. He's going to do really well. Spins around on the back straight, but it's not going to matter. 238 scale speed, and it's going to be the Ford taking the lead. Just barely beating out the Datsun. Next up, we got an old Dodge Charger. This Women's Day car is going to fall off of the Dude Wipes arc. Absolutely wipe out. That is going to be unfortunate for the Dodge Charger. We knew that it wasn't going to be very fast because of how skinny it was, but unfortunate for the Women's Day car. Next up, we got a Chevy Silverado EV. See what this EV can do. This is a pretty fast casting. Stays on all four wheels around turn 2. It's going to finish off just barely around turn 3. 219 scale speed. Not bad for the Silverado. Next up, we got the Ram 1500. Look at that, the Ram actually makes it around the arc. That is surprising, and he's actually gonna make it to sector 2 as well. 1,000 scale speed, not gonna be accurate, but pretty good. For this truck, I was not expecting a very good run, but I guess that lowered down rear helped with the downforce and drag. Pretty cool. Next up, we got the Chevy Blazer that just barely fits on the track. Will he make it? Yes, he does. He makes it around the arc. That is surprising stuff. The Blazer, not a very fast casting, ends off behind pedal driver. 1,000 scale speed, not going to be accurate at all. But I thought this thing was falling off the arc for sure, and it proved me wrong. Pretty good run for the Blazer. Hey, you're right here, man. Hey, nope. Next up, we have Later Crater. This thing has some massive wheels on it, and take a look at the speed from Later Crater. Around turn 3 is going to finish right in front of the Datsun. Very good run for Later Crater. Pretty quick as well on the JLH Craft Speed Trap, but he's not going to pass that Ford up at the front. Next up, we got Cruise Bruiser. Pretty quick around the arc, but not going to be setting any records on the distance track. It's going to make it to sector 2, and honestly, one of the fastest cars we've seen from the case. Again, another inaccurate scale speed there from the Speed Trap, but he's going to finish right behind the T33. Pretty good. Next up, we have the Roadster. This thing is an absolutely beautiful car, but unfortunately does not have a lot of speed. It's going to finish just in front of the Blazer, rolls backwards a little bit, 184 scale speed. I was expecting big things from this car, but unfortunately I was let down. Next up, we have Dune It Up. See what this buggy can do. You can hear those really big rear tires gripping around the turns, especially the arc. 184 scale speed. Pretty decent run for this fantasy casting as he ends right in the middle of the pack. Next up, we have Monte Racer. This thing has a metal base. Could be pretty quick, but look at that. Loses a ton of speed. Cannot carry its speed on the straights well at all. Finishes in front of the GR86. 2,000 scale speed for the Monte Racer. And honestly, I was expecting more. Next up, we have Ain't Fair, the graffiti bus, and I hope this thing makes it around the arc, but it's not looking good. And there he goes. He's gonna fall off of the arc. Unfortunate for the bus. But hey, I mean, what can you do? I guess buses just aren't made for the racetrack. Next up, we have Kit from Knight Rider. I love the flames on this version of Kit, and take a look at that. The flames must be adding some speed or something, because he makes it around turn 3 all the way, around 45 feet, and that's gonna be 238 scale speed. Knight Rider Kit brought out some insane runs. Pretty good, and now he's 4th. Next up, we have Mid-Mill. Look at that, he's not gonna be very fast. I was gonna say that was a really mid run. I mean, 162 scale speed, but I don't think mid is even, that is gonna be representative of that run. I think that was just bad and sad. And finally, our last car to take on the distance track, we've got the stock car. I'm expecting big things from this car. It's got a metal base. Can it carry its speed well? On the fat track, it doesn't look like it. He's going to end off just at the start of turn 3. 213 scale speed for the stock car, and that is going to do it for the distance runs on the D-Case cars. What? That didn't make any sense. Anyways, let's go ahead and see the results. Let's take a look and see where the cars ended up. Our king on the distance track is going to be the Ford F-150 Lightning. He's going to be going up against our king of the hill, Crescendo, for the distance. And then our top 4 is this. We have Monte Racer, I believe that's his name. Later Crater, that's my bad, that's Later Crater there in 2nd. We've got the Datsun truck in 3rd, and then the KITT Knight Rider car in 4th. Kit, KITT, I don't know, I'm just gonna say both of them. Finishing off pretty well. We've got the Silverado finishing 5th. We've got this JDM fantasy car 6th, stock car 7th, T33 8th, or is that the T33? Man, I'm getting all of these cars wrong. It is the T33 8th. Cruiser Bruiser 9th, and then this is the Monta Racer finishing off in 10th. GR86 just barely misses out on the top 10, but we're going to take the top 4 of these cars to race them on the streets right after we battle the King of the Hill and the King of the D-Case. The cars are lined up, and now we've got to have our King of the Hill battle to see who is going to be crowned the king. Right now, the Ford is currently sitting pretty in his number 1 position, just over 47 feet, but we have our reigning champion, Crescendo, ready to race. He's held this spot now for 2 tournaments. This will make it 3 if he beats that Ford F-150. He's the King of the Streets and the King of the Hill. Let's see if he can hold on to his King of the Hill spot. Crescendo is an unbelievably fast car. It's long, it's got a metal base, and he's going to hold on to his championship position. 232 scale speed for Crescendo. He's going to hold on to his King of the Hill spot. Unfortunately for the Ford, he's not gonna hold that crown. Crescendo is still on top, but we got one more championship to go. We're gonna race these cars on the 2 lane. If you guys are new to this, I race the top 4 cars from the case in a 1v1 head-to-head tournament to see who is gonna come out on top. We have the Ford, who is seated first. We have the big wheel car, which I can't remember the name, Later Crater there in second. We've got the Datsun pickup in third, and then KITT finished in 4th. So here are going to be the matchups. The Ford's going to go up against the Datsun, and then the Later Crater is going to go up against KITT. The winner of this battle will try and take down the King Crescendo. Who's it going to be? Comment down below. All right, let's get started. Let's go ahead and start with our first match. We have the Ford on the inside, Datsun on the outside. The cars are going to switch lanes every race, and the first car to win 2 races consecutively will move on to the next round. Let's see who takes it, the 1st seed or our 3rd seed. Let's find out. Pretty even as they go into turn 3, but the Ford is going to spin out in front of the Datsun. From the inside, he takes the first win. Let's see who wins this pickup battle. One more win for the Ford on the outside, and he moves on. Can the Datsun bring it back? Look at that, the Ford is gonna wreck, and it's going to be the Datsun bringing it back. He's gonna take the win. That is something we have not seen yet in this tournament. The Ford is gonna manage to stay on his wheels, and we go again. The Ford's back on the inside. Let's see what happens. Look at that, it's close, the Ford is gonna spin out. It's gonna be the Datsun taking the win. And moving on to the finals, the Ford, your fastest car on the distance track, is eliminated from the King of the Streets battle. Let's see who's gonna race the Datsun in the finals. Is it gonna be Later Crater on the inside or Kit on the outside? Look at that, a clean battle. Looks like Later Crater is gonna, oh, look at that, he's gonna lose him on the inside. KITT is gonna take the win on the outside as we switch lanes. Kit is fast, but so is Later Crater. Who is the speed on the straights? Let's find out. They're even going into turn 3, but it's not even gonna be close. It's gonna be the Knight Rider. KITT taking the win, beating out Later Crater, the fantasy car, and moving on to the finals. Take a look at that. That is the first time in case race history that both cars with the higher seed going into this battle are not going to be coming out on top. The Datsun and Kit are going to be racing to see who will challenge Crescendo. Here we go. Let's see what the Datsun can do on the inside. Look at that, they are even, but they wreck going into turn 3. Knight Rider's gonna take it, just barely passing the Datsun. Knight Rider has a chance to go to the King of the Hill matchup, but the Datsun's gotta bring it back on the outside if he wants to keep himself in the fight. Look at that, it's smooth around to turn 3, and you can't be, or turn 1, you can't be mad at that. Kit from Knight Rider is gonna be your King of the Streets for the 2025 D-Case from the 4th seed. An incredible run for Knight Rider. Ford might be the King of the Hill for the D-Case, but it's going to be Knight Rider who is your King of the Streets with the flames, looking really cool. Now he's going to try and take the crown away from Crescendo on the street track. Who's going to take it? Because he's the king, Crescendo starts on the inside for race 1. Can Kit bring him down? Look at that, Kit's gonna try and get into the rear of Crescendo to spin him out, but it's not gonna be enough. Crescendo pulls away, and Knight Rider's gonna have one more chance to take a win. Crescendo is just so fast, but so is that Knight Rider. Let's see if Knight Rider can bring it back now on the inside. A good start for Knight Rider, and it's gonna be neck and neck into the straight, and Crescendo's gonna run him into the wall. Unbelievable and insanely close race between these two cars, neck and neck down the backstretch. But Crescendo is gonna move Knight Rider down the track, cut in front of him, and take the win to hold his crown. What an incredible race. Knight Rider gave it all he could, but it's going to be Crescendo holding on to his crown for another case and still being the king of the streets and the king of the hill. Congrats to Crescendo, and Knight Rider is going to go down in history as the 4th seed, taking the win for the king of the streets, and what a tournament. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below who your favorite car was in this case. We had a bunch of fantastic cars on this track, and next up will be the 2025 E-Case coming to the John Racer 3 YouTube channel in the near future. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for your continuous support. Check out the garage, jr3garage.com, to get yourself some cheap Hot Wheels from my collection. I throw in a bunch of just cars. If you place an order, you'll probably get a couple goodies in there. Just a sneak peek for those of you who watched this video all the way to the end. I appreciate you guys, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take it easy. Peace.